Donovan Mitchell has definitely been one of the biggest revelations of the latest NBA season. He has single-handedly carried the Cleveland Cavaliers this season and has put them on the map, sitting third in the Eastern Conference. The Cavaliers have emerged as surprise contenders this season, and that's all thanks to the former Utah man. In our video today, we'll be talking about Donovan Mitchell and why the Cavaliers are banking on him. First things first, Cleveland is betting big on Donovan Mitchell. Ever since LeBron left for the Lakers back in 2018, the Cleveland Cavaliers have been a franchise in transition. In the pandemic-struck 2020-21 campaign, which LeBron and the Lakers won ironically, Cleveland had a horrible record of 22-50. However, in the following season, their form improved drastically as they went on a 44-38 run, which was a large jump in winning percentage. Their campaign last season was largely hampered by injuries to some of their main players, including Ricky Rubio, Colin Sexton, and Jarrett Allen. These injuries led them to have a non-flattering end to their season as they failed to make it out of the play-in round. That's been typically of the Cavs over the last few years, and things have majorly been stop and start for them. However, this time around, the Cavaliers made one of the best moves in the offseason to help build on their improvement last season. Cleveland shipped off Colin Sexton, which was surprising, Lauri Markkanen, Ochai Agbaji, and a number of picks to the Utah Jazz, and in exchange, they picked up their star man Donovan Mitchell. Now Mitchell has been one of those players who have always been rated highly, but no one ever really considered him to be a finished product, so the move did get them some criticism from people around the NBA. But the Cavs decided to bank on their former Jazz man, and it has paid off quite well for them so far this season. Next up, how does Mitchell fit into the Cavs setup? Although the Cavs let go of a promising prospect in Colin Sexton, they still managed to retain a strong base to bring Donovan Mitchell in. He joined up a Cleveland core that included NBA All-Stars like Darius Garland and Jarrett Allen. They also had Evan Mobley, who was an NBA Rookie of the Year runner-up. After adding Mitchell to the mix, Cleveland was able to build up a good reservoir of potential superstars. And this is not just our opinion. The results of the basketball court have proved that this was a very smart move on their part. The Cavs are currently one of the best performing teams in the league with an impressive record of 17-11. They sit third in the Eastern Conference and look well on course to make an appearance in this year's playoffs. After narrowly missing out last season, we definitely feel like the Cavs can manage to get somewhere around 50 wins this season, which should easily land them into a playoff position. They're one of only a handful of teams who are currently ranked inside the top 10, both offensively and defensively. All in all, bringing in Mitchell has made the Cavaliers squad a much more balanced one, and his electrifying form is also providing the much-needed spark for the fans. The fans really haven't had a real superstar over in Cleveland ever since LeBron left. With Donovan Mitchell, they can start to dream again. Moving on, having a small backcourt hasn't hurt the Cavaliers. With Mitchell's acquisition, one of the main concerns that people had was his height. Both Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell stand a mere 6'1", which puts them at a major disadvantage against most of the other sides in the NBA. There were genuine doubts about whether this could bring about disastrous results for the Eastern Conference side. However, it hasn't turned out that way. Their defense has been one of the best in the league so far, much to the surprise of many. Since 1999-2000, only 11 teams in the NBA have given 41 starts to a pair of players 6'1" or shorter. In most of those 11 scenarios, a tiny backcourt has led to a below-average defensive rating. However, what could have saved the Cavaliers was the massive size of their front court. The Cavaliers were banking on their front court to offset the impact of their tiny backcourt, and that's exactly how it transpired so far this season. Donovan Mitchell vowed to focus more on his defensive game before the start of this season, and it looks like he intends to keep that promise. Furthermore, Darius Garland has also shown a lot of growth in his defensive game since the start of last season. But it's important to point out that a tiny backcourt can't work in the long run if you don't have some size and strength in the front court. This is something that the Cavaliers need to be careful about as they move forward. Next, Donovan Mitchell is in incredible shooting form. Well, we all knew the potential that Donovan Mitchell had all along. His incredible athleticism meant that he always had the potential to become a 30-point-per-game player, which he has turned out to be this season. His shooting numbers so far this season have been insane. He has an average of 29 points, 4.9 assists, and 4 rebounds per game. He's shooting 49% from the field and 89% from the line. He also has a robust usage rate of 31.6, while his shooting form downtown is at 42%. He's posting career-best numbers in almost every shooting category this season, which points towards the fact that he has finally decided to step up and differentiate himself as one of the best players in the league. The experts in the NBA are of the opinion that it's his partnership with Darius Garland which is the main secret behind the success. The former Utah man has managed to form a connection with Garland like he's been playing with him for years. It's quite possible that playing with Darius Garland, Mitchell is getting a lot more open looks than he used to in any of his previous seasons in the NBA, which in turn are helping him improve his shooting numbers. But it's still unlikely that Garland's presence can be credited for Mitchell's off-the-dribble shooting, which frankly has been out of this world so far this season. While this is a positive for the Cavaliers, it would also be a worry for them considering that Mitchell's shooting form can just be a purple patch, which might pass at any time. Up next, Mitchell asserts his dominance in the NBA as he sinks the Lakers. Donovan Mitchell has continued his impressive form throughout the season, but there have been some performances in particular that have rubber-stamped his status as one of the most dominant players in the NBA. One such performance was against the Los Angeles Lakers last week, where sank the opposition with his impressive shooting percentage. For the most part, it was looking like the former Utah man was on some sort of revenge mission as he single-handedly won the game for Cleveland. In a game that the Cavaliers won 116-102, Donovan Mitchell scored an impressive 43 points. The performance announced to the whole NBA that Mitchell and the Cavs are here to mount a real challenge in the league. It's clear that the Cavs would be hoping to go as deep as the Eastern Conference Finals at least, and we can't really find any reason why they can't make it. After the game, Cleveland's greatest ever basketball player, LeBron James, told ESPN, "He's Mitchell. He's a special kid," after being left speechless by his performance. Continuing on, "I fit in," says Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's potential to be a world-class basketball player was never a secret. Since he made his debut for Utah, he's consistently shown a lot of promise, so no one is really surprised at his explosive form so far this season. Maybe we didn't expect this level of form, but we always knew there was a player somewhere in there. In many ways, Donovan Mitchell is exactly what the Cavaliers needed. The Cavaliers needed a hero to fill the void left by LeBron, and Mitchell needed a team where he could be the main man. Speaking on his own form this season, Mitchell said that the secret to his success is that he fits in well in this Cleveland side. He mentioned that while Darius was doing quite well for the Cavaliers in the backcourt, he did need some help. Mitchell believes that the two backcourt players make each other better players, which translates into a good result for the Cavaliers. He said that he has been able to perform well because he has the full support of his team and his coaches. He said that the coach lets him be himself on the court, which has helped him perform to the top of his game. Lastly, Mitchell has become a leader on the court for Cleveland. Having Mitchell on the team improves the Cavs statistically, but he has also managed to make an impact on the whole franchise. He's not only given them great numbers when it comes to scoring, but he has also emerged as one of the leaders on and off the court for them. That leadership quality has particularly shown in his defensive performances this season. When asked how he can be a better player, Mitchell answered that he would like to be a better defender because his offensive abilities were always there for everyone to see. It's the defensive side of his game where he could still reach another level, and it looks like the former Utah man meant what he said, as there's an apparent improvement in his defensive performances this season. The Cavaliers head coach believes that the improvement is down to him showing leadership on the court. He mentioned that Mitchell is always quite vocal in defense and is always talking to his teammates. He's not the biggest in size, but is very good at anticipating what happens in front of him. The point we're trying to make is that while his numbers are obviously great, there's more to Donovan Mitchell than just scoring. And that's where we'll end our video today. Where do you rate Donovan Mitchell's performance so far this season? How far can he take this Cleveland side? Don't forget to let us know in the comment section. Please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for all the latest news in town. Hit that notification bell to get notified when we upload more content. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.